Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Dexion the Gamer coming at you with a title that's been gaining quite some popularity since the beta has been released on April 22nd. Today we feature the Expanse Osiris Reborn. This game was built on Unreal Engine 5 and features Lumen for ray-traced global illumination and Nanite for geometry. We are going to be testing this on the RTX 5090 and the Ryzen 7 9800X3D setup to see what the performance is like. We also are able to successfully use DLSS Swapper to use DLSS 4.5's presets in this title, as well as the latest DLL files for FrameGen. With that said, let's go over graphics settings. We're going to be using a resolution of 4K, and there's not much to say about the graphics options. Just a few toggles, but we have everything maxed out on the high preset with native DLAA to start our benchmarks.
Oh, my man Zafar. Glad to see you.
Coffee? I got a fresh pot.
Thanks. Can't imagine what hoops you jumped through to get the coffee, let alone the spices.
Every little joy is a candle. The more you light, the more life's darkness wanes.
Zafar and his metaphors. But you're right. The dark days are definitely upon us.
I was so worried about you, my friends. We couldn't contact the Piranha. Eros went silent. There was all kinds of speculation.
What exactly?
Talk about some outbreak and quarantine. All the while, the UN and Mars issue no official statements. As if they were blindsided by all of this.
We're not sure what happened there exactly. But the quarantine is definitely just a cover.
Is that why you're alone? Without Vic and the others?
Yes, no one else survived. They blew up the Piranha when it was leaving. Whoever destroyed the station didn't want witnesses. We didn't know these guys like you did, Zafar. Still, we're so sorry.
Such cruel irony. Not to die in combat, but on vacation. Report to Director O'Connell ASAP. I just have one question. Is this ship yours?
You could say that. She was our ticket off Eros.
She can be legally recognized as yours by right of salvage. If the previous owners are dead, of course.
Oh, they are.
You'll have to tell me that story later. Right now, this ship needs a checkup and a reprogrammed transponder.
We haven't decided what to do with the ship yet.
Okay. Just let me know. But I'd still like to inspect her if you don't mind.
Well, a checkup never hurt, right? If you don't mind, we'd really appreciate it. Sorry, but we need to go now. O'Connell's waiting.
Luna always carries with it the tides. I wish I knew what it is you carry. Good luck.
So, next up, report to the boss.
So once we get into this more populated area, we get frame rates in the 60s to 70s. Oh, and my 1% lows are not coming out right, and that's because my hotkey for resetting the average in 1% is also binded with a special pause menu, so it screws everything up. But anyways, pretty typical for Unreal Engine 5 when using Copy Pasta, Lumen, and Nanite. The good news is it runs way better than Borderlands 4, and it's just in beta, so I guess that's a good look so far. Latency is in the 50 millisecond range, which is pretty typical for DLAA at around 60 to 70 frames per second. And of course, reflex is on. This section definitely has the CPU working pretty hard as well. I'm seeing usage getting pretty up there, between 30s to 50% in this area. As we use DLSS Quality, we get a roughly 20 to 25% improvement in frame rates, which is not as great as I was expecting. CPU usage is still hovering around 45 to 55% in this area, so there might be some kind of CPU bottleneck going on here. This is where optimization can make a big difference. Our input latency is hovering around the 40 to 50 millisecond range. Now we apply DLSS Performance using 4.5's preset M. The image retains the sharpness of DLSS Quality, and there are no weird artifacts as far as I can see, so this is a strong choice for a good option to increase your frame rates in this game. We are not able to crack past 100 frames per second, but the real story is in the 1% lows that are barely going past 60 frames per second. That's not good. While the 5090 can brute force past the stuttering, other GPUs might not have the greatest experience. I'm really hoping the dev team can do some optimizations to get that 1% low number up. Latency also still mostly in the 40 millisecond range, which is kinda high for DLSS Performance at a 93 frames per second average. Now we're going to try frame generation on the quality setting, and I guess what surprises me the most is our latency is actually lower than it was using performance. No visual artifacts, and we're getting frame rates near 150 frames per second now. So again, we have a title, and this is still in beta by the way, where we get lower input lag response after activating FrameGen. So either Reflex is bugged and is spoofing the PC latency metric, or, if I could put my tinfoil hat on for a minute, Reflex as of late has been designed to activate a sort of a hidden Reflex Plus mode when FrameGen is active. I really have no other way to explain it, but hey, I'll take it. This is a good experience here. Now I'm going to try FrameGen 2 X mode with DLAA. And yeah, latency is still lower on average by about 3 milliseconds or so. This would be a good experience with those who are interested in a 120 Hz refresh rate experience. Once again, ignore the 1% lows, they just aren't calculating correctly once FrameGen is active with RTSS. Now we have FrameGen 2X active on DLSS Performance mode, and things are still looking pretty good. Frame rates are in the 160s to 170s. This will give you a smooth experience on a 160 to 180 Hz monitor. Latency is at its lowest in the 30 millisecond range, which is where I consider the point of diminishing returns on single-player titles.
And Prisha's here. I thought she was on vacation.
So let's try DLAA with FrameGen on the 4x mode now. On this setup, we're breaking the 200 frames per second barrier with nothing obvious in the way of visual artifacts. I really did try to pan the camera around and see if UI elements or progress markers had some funny stuff going on, but to my surprise, it still looks good. The image might have softened up a bit, which usually happens with a lot of FG active, but that can be mitigated by increasing the sharpness slider. Just don't go crazy with that thing. Latency goes back into the 50 millisecond range, which is the same input delay of just normal DLAA with no FrameGen active. Here's quality with 4x mode. Latency goes down some more, getting into the mid to high 30s. And lastly, performance with 4x mode. You really can't go wrong here. They nailed the FrameGen experience in this title. With that said, let's check out this cutscene and get into some gunfights.
Sir.
Here you are. I want an explanation. Where's Vic? Where's the Piranha? What's with the new ship in my damn stable?
The Piranha was destroyed, sir. Captain Barros and the whole crew died in the line of duty.
What? What the? Who we up against?
They didn't exactly introduce themselves. The station was infected by an unknown bioweapon, presumably. It was a planned op. A bunch of guys with guns assured word didn't get out. They're the ones who destroyed the Piranha. The ship we escaped on belonged to them. We fought our way on board.
Wait. The news is saying there was an outbreak. HQ reported that even our UN contact doesn't know the whole story. Not a word about shots fired. Or ships being destroyed. Only the quarantine.
Quarantine, yes. But this disease, or whatever it is, was brought there on purpose. We barely escaped.
An outbreak? The Piranha? This is insane.
You know, I'm not going to waste time convincing you. We were to report on the Piranha status, which we did.
This isn't a report. It's complete bollocks. Why should I believe you?
Sir, please listen. An unknown ship is approaching the station. Appeared right in front of us. The radars were clear.
Take what I thought, but two criminals have taken refuge at your feet. I am going to arrest them for stealing Protogen Company property.
Protogen? I remember that brute. We saw her on Eros.
Sir, somebody hacked our comms. And not only that, the docking system isn't responding. They want to...
We are preparing to board the station and commandeer our ship. Do not interfere.
We took their ship, but it was our only chance at survival.
And now they're here, boarding my station, handing out orders. Protogen will easily turn this into a massacre if they want.
They're the ones who destroyed Eros, and now they come for us? If you hand us over, we're done for.
I can't. Shit. I'm responsible not only for you, but for the whole station full of other people. What do you want from me?
Cover us. Order everyone to take arms and defend the station. We'll all have a chance at surviving if everyone backs us up. Even if you surrender the station peacefully, Protogen won't just fly away. We witnessed what they did on Eros, and they'll kill anyone we've had contact with.
Can they really do this?
They hacked our comms instead of contacting you officially. That doesn't bother you at all?
Like hell, I'm going to give up my station without a fight.
Thank you, Oscar. We won't forget this.
Now, climb into the vent, get to your ship, and good goddamn riddance. We'll cover you.
Thank you, sir. And see you around.
Sector is hot. Ha! Slicker than a slingshotter.
Suppress the enemy.
Good one. Need to fall back. I'll clear this place right out. Not bad.
Let's keep.
Thanks again for watching. Hope you got some good info out of this. Please consider giving me a like and a sub. I'd really appreciate it. Happy gaming, and I'll see ya on the next one.
Thanks for the assist.
Hang in there, and good luck.